I am Lindsay Edmonds, head coach at Rice University for the women's basketball team, and I got next.
You next up and you ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit them up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. Kings and queens go hard. Rising star on the big scene, make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat, don't settle for less. They put you through that test, your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT, ready, set, go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote. Chill.
SLT Nation! Welcome back to another fire episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next, a platform that gives exposure to the voices of tomorrow. We're searching far and wide, high and low, and we are finding rising stars in our communities who are doing big things and accomplishing big dreams. And we head back down to H-Town, baby. Yeah, you know we love some Rice University, one of the dopest premier institutions in the state of Texas. Telling y'all right now, buckle up because we got a good one. 19 years in the game veteran, the head coach at Rice University, Coach Lindsay Edmonds. Welcome to the show, Coach. How you feeling?
I'm great. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on with you guys and just get to hang out.
Hey, you know what? I'm so glad to have you too, Coach, because we actually, this is the second time ever we've actually saw the coach work, do their thing, and then they come on the show, and I'm going to tell y'all something. This high octane on their sideline. It was wall to wall, minute to minute, coaching those girls up. So we're going to tell them all about your journey in just a second, Coach, but I am your host, the mouth of the South, B. Jones, the OG, all thing Louisiana. Mr. Yeet is in the building, and I'm rocking alongside my brother from another mother, my partner in crime, the Quiet Storm. Coach KT. Kev, how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling really good, B. Jones. For one, we got this coach on, a remarkable coach. But have you noticed how many female hoopers are named Lindsay, B. Jones? I swear, we had about 12 on our show. So when I get a chance to talk to the basketball guys, I'll be like, hey, was that intentional? Did you want to name every female hooper Lindsay? But B. Jones, I'm doing great, man. Let's go. Let's turn up. Let's go.
Turn up the volume. Let's go to work. Well, before we get to Coach Edmonds' impressive story, her amazing journey, we might even get the opportunity to talk about her beautiful family a little bit today. We got to pay the bills, and that's right, Rice University. We want to thank you so much for stopping down and watching our show. We know that there's 1,000 other podcasts, millions of other podcasts, but you chose to give us a chance to entertain you, and so we appreciate that first and foremost. But we got to ask one small favor of you. In order for us to continue this amazing momentum in 2023, and I'm going to tell y'all something, the hits are just keep coming. The guests are just getting better and better. You see the evidence. Look who's sitting below me right now. And we gonna keep bringing y'all that. We promise y'all 100% effort, but we need to add something very small for you. Something so small that'll go a super long way. And on the count of 3, us join hands, unified, and we smash that subscribe button. Is the Isles Nation gonna rock with us, Coach Edmonds?
For sure. We're gonna make sure of it.
All right, this is our second time with y'all too. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh! Welcome to the Sports Life Talk family. That's right. We don't do fans. We don't do followers. We do family around here. So if you smash that subscribe button, sign off right now in the comments. Let me know. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. Something so we can show you some love back and shout you out as our newest family members. But without further ado, Kevin, you always talk about how you got a shot. Well, I bet you won't say nothing to Coach Edmonds. I'm telling you, Kevin, he quiet as a church mouse right now because he know what Coach Edmonds will do behind that 3-point line. Coach, you still got that, Jay?
Still got it a little bit. Still got it. We were on a team retreat, and we started the team retreat with a challenge, a shooting challenge. And if they beat me, then they were going to get like an automatic 300 points in their bank. And if they lost to me, they were going to be minus 300. And they were like, oh, no offense, coach, but we got this. We got this. Guess who won?
Hey, did they know that you held the record at Appalachian State with 177 3-pointers? Did they?
I don't know, but they thought they could get me, and I still won. So I had it. They were like, "You're going hard," and I'm like, "Well, y'all are challenging me. Of course, I'm going to go hard."
Well, B. Jones, you know what I'm going to do for this episode? Listen, I started working out again, so I'm trying to get back in shape. I need to get in the gym and shoot, but we got some new cameras we need to test out, right, B. Jones? We tried to get AAU. Coach Edmonds, if you want to have a 3-point contest, I'm down. Either way, I'm going to win. If I lose, I win. If I win, I win. But the fact that I get to shoot with such a great shooter like you, let's do it, B. Jones. Let's do it.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that's what? He finally manned up and owned up to it. Let's go. Hey, this is going to be a block burner now. All right, Coach. Well, are you ready for the Sports Life Talk initiation?
Yeah, let's go.
So I guess I just announced I'm coming out of retirement, B. Jones. So all right, Coach, to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
Okay, top 5. It's going to be a mix, but we're going to go John Legend, Alicia Keys, Kirk Franklin, Adele, Beyonce.
Man, she smoked that. Hey, she gave some heat, too. That was some heat.
Did you expect anything less, B. Jones? All right, Coach. So we like to rank everybody's top 5, and the highest you can get is 5. Okay. But there is no way I can give you anything less than 5. B. Jones, I can't give her anything less than 10. She's been coaching how long? How long has she been coaching, B. Jones?
Over 19 years, man.
Okay, so before we go ahead, we're going to give her 19, B. Jones, and I'll explain what's going to happen after that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Now, Coach, our budget is normally about 25. So I'm letting you know now, we've been giving out a lot of our money. So if the lights go out on your episode, it wasn't us. The producers had to make a move. Okay, I apologize. All right, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
Superhero. Let's go with Elastigirl off The Incredibles, because she's a mom and a superhero, and so she kind of does it all. So let's go with Elastigirl.
I want to know what you know about that, Coach. I that's impressive.
I got 3 girls. I watch a lot of cartoons.
All right, Coach. Since every good superhero needs their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
Let's go Beyonce, Who Run the World.
Girls.
All right, so if you
I got 3 girls and I got 15 on my team. Why not? Let's go with that.
Hey, brothers out there in the audience, let's say a quick prayer for Ulrich, her husband. Oh my goodness, he got nothing but girls.
He's totally outnumbered all the time. Everybody's like, you should get a boy dog, and I'm like, nope. Like, we cannot keep another thing alive. Like, I'm not responsible for anything else. We are good with all girls. He's a girl dad through and through. He's good.
Yeah, you go Google girl dad, and you go see his face, man. Goodness.
Facts.
All right, so if you could shadow anyone for a week and learn from them, they could be either dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Let's go Pat Summitt, trailblazer for women's basketball, won a lot of championships, did incredible work for the women's game, is still impacting the game today, even though she's been gone for, I don't know, a handful of years, 5-6 years now. But I think she's just so remarkable what she did, the teams that she had, the accomplishments she had. So I'd go Pat Summitt.
All right. So what is something that basketball has taught you that you can use when you're not on the court?
No matter what, get back up and keep fighting, keep going. No matter what's thrown at you, you can always bounce back and always recover from it and be ready to attack the next moment head on and not be afraid of it.
All right, so we ask a question on our show, which you can watch Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube. Would you rather be loved by your players, or would you rather be feared?
Loved.
I'm not going to say nothing, Kevin. Let's go.
Yes, I'm glad you didn't say anything. This is my initiation. You just sit quiet. You're going to be talking later. All right, so do you think that Lindsay, the hooper, could play for Lindsay Edmonds, the coach?
Yes. I do. I like to shoot a lot of threes as a player, and the coach likes to shoot a lot of threes. So yeah, I think I could do it.
All right, so B and I, we're going to produce a movie centered around you. The one thing we're missing is a lead actress. Who should we get to play you in the story of your life?
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I was thinking Jessica Alba, but I like that Sandy B though. Oh my.
Because she's one of the dopest actresses ever. So yeah, that fits. But you know what? You said who'd you say? Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
Like you said, our budget would probably be more Jessica Alba. So yeah, let's go with that one, B. I'm with you.
Honey? Wasn't that Honey, KT?
Yeah, that was
Honey. Yes.
We're gonna have a dancing in the movie, are we? Are you a dancer, Coach?
No, I'm not. But I like Jessica Alba too, so that's not a bad choice. But Sandra Bullock came to mind first.
It was either that or Eve Longoria, man. I ain't seen Eve in a minute. I ain't seen Eve in a minute, so I say I'm gonna leave that one alone.
That's not a bad choice, B. Jones. I think they're still more inexpensive than Sandra Bullock. So yeah, we'll go either one of those. All right, Coach. So when we come to Rice to check y'all out, and we are coming, what is that one food spot that B. Jones and we have to go to that gets your stamp of approval?
The Breakfast Club.
Oh,
tell us more about the Breakfast Club.
Kevin, I think my wife took me to the Breakfast Club. I can't remember for sure, but I think I've eaten that. And Coach is 100% right on with that one.
Yeah, it is a line out the door, around the building all the time. They get you in and out quick, but it's Houston, so the line outside is hot. I mean, you're standing outside in the heat, but the food is so good. The people are amazing. The chicken and waffles are really good. I've not had a bad thing from there. They're open in the morning until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, but it's a very, very popular spot. Like when you Google things to do in Houston, Breakfast Club always comes up.
Hey, B-Joe, we got to wake up extra early to go there, and that's going to be kind of rough, but we don't
just
go there.
When you're in town, just come with us and we can make a phone call and we can slide in front of the line like we do with our recruits. And that makes the recruits real special too.
Say less, Coach.
Say less. Kevin, but you kind of being quiet, but she smoked your initiation, bro. I'm just saying right now, you didn't pose any threats. This was light work for her.
Well, B. Jones, I'll try to take it easy on her because when I get on the court, I'm gonna have to show out. So you know.
Oh, I hear you. Okay, noted.
Yikes. All right. So if you hit that subscribe button or thinking about doing so, please do. Leave us your top 5 music artists, your theme song, and your favorite superhero in the comments. And finally, go to our website, sltugotnext.com, to learn more about us and the rest of our families from our You Got Next series. So now allow me to turn it over to B. Jones and our new play cousin, Coach Lindsay Edmonds. So B, go ahead and take it away, brother.
Coach, where do we start? We got Mommy Edmonds. We got Edmonds, Lindsay the Believer. We got the recruiting guru, Lindsay. I mean, you wear so many different hats, Coach. But before we break down your lifestyle and how you became one of the hardest working coaches, because this story it's a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take it back to Winston-Salem, though. Let's take it back when you was just coming up and you was finding your inspiration and finding your identity. But when you found your love for basketball, what made you enjoy it and what made you choose basketball as your sport?
When I was 4, I remember my mom making me do like tap and ballet and jazz and baton and all the things. And when I turned 5, I heard I could like quit all that and start playing t-ball with the boys. And I was like, done. Like, I'm done with this. Like, let me move on to the next thing. So I guess my first love was probably like on a field, and I played that for several years, t-ball, coach pitch, all the things, and then started playing basketball when I was in 4th grade. So nowadays that's pretty late, I guess. People are telling me like, oh my gosh, your daughters aren't playing basketball yet. And I'm like, they're only 6 and 8 or whatever. And, but I didn't play till I was in 4th grade. I remember my mom and my dad both coached me in my rec leads, and that was a lot of fun to like have them be my coaches. And I don't know, I just honestly was pretty good at it and just kept getting better and better and enjoying it more and more. And then I found an AAU coach, Dana Conti, who really helped mold me, helped shape me, helped me fall in love with the game even more, helped me grow off the court as far as just who I wanted to be as a person. And so I owe a lot to him for my basketball journey. So yeah, for as long as I can remember, sports was my love. But basketball, I fell in love with pretty quickly when I started playing it in 4th grade.
Now, Coach, you was able to go to Appalachian State, which is right around the corner, right? That's kind of close to where you grew up. Did you want to stay home, or was that kind of where you were with your career at that time, or what made you choose to stay home and go to Appalachian State?
Yeah, I went on 4 official visits. They were all relatively close. And App, I fell in love with it. The campus was beautiful. I really enjoyed the players on my recruiting visit. It was an hour and a half, so it was far enough that I knew my parents were like popping up every single day, but I knew they could come up there, but I knew I could also get home when I needed to. And so that was an important piece for me. And so it worked out really well. My parents, my dad in particular, only missed 2 games in 4 years. That's home games and away
Shout
games.
Out to them.
I know. One was a game at UNC, which they never would have probably missed, but there was like an ice storm and they didn't have power and bad weather. And I'm trying to blank on the other one, but it was like a tournament or something that was far away. And that was the only 2 games that he missed, but they were world travelers. My grandparents used to get in the car with my mom and dad and come to my home games. So that was special too. So yeah, it felt like a home away from home. And I was close enough to home that I knew my family could be a big part of my college career.
Well, you killed it in college, Coach. You 2-year captain. You started, I think, all 4 years. You was a monster. Set the school record in 3-pointers. But that ain't what I want to talk about for App State. I got to change sports for a second because I'm a through and through basketball guy. And then I said, wait a minute. It was something cooking at App State around that time. And that was when the Appalachian State football team went to the Big House of Michigan and upset number 4 Michigan, which it literally was the story in that football season. Were you on campus when all of that happened? Like, what was the vibe around the school?
By that time, I was coaching. It was my first year of coaching, and I had the ability to go to the game. But me and one of my best friends were like, it was it was Labor Day weekend. And we went to my parents' beach house instead, and we were watching the game like on our phones or whatever. I think we were getting updates from people, whatever. And when they won the game, we were like, why did we not go? Like, that was so crazy. We could have been there.
I can't imagine.
Oh man, it was awesome. Unbelievable. Jerry Moore, phenomenal football coach, phenomenal guy. Really it was so great for the football program. They're a phenomenal program. They still do a great job. I mean, they still kill it in the football game. And those home football games were amazing. Like the atmosphere there, but I cannot imagine what it was like at Michigan the day that they won.
Well, let's get back to the hardwood where your bread butter, where you do work and you set off miracles. Because read through the headlines through your career at NC State and through your career at Rice, you've become somewhat known as the P5 killer. You a giant killer, Coach. I mean, you took down Duke, you've taken down number 6 Florida, you've taken down Louisville, and then you came out here to Rice. I said Florida intentionally, yes sir. But then you came down here to Rice. You took out TCU, you took out Texas A&M, BYU. Like, you got a formula that can beat these big schools, and you're at a small school now. What's the recipe, Coach? Tell us the sauce. Real talk.
It's just building a culture, building family, having unbelievable young ladies in our locker room. It's a great school and it's great basketball, but our best-selling feature are the young ladies in our locker room. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud to be their coach. I feel very blessed that I get to be their coach. We talk about our common goals and how we're all driving towards the same thing. And it's we over me. And so I think it's just a mentality of like doing whatever it takes to win basketball games. And that may look different every single game. And just buying into, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And that's humbling sometimes, right? Like you got to have some humility to be like, this game, they need me to do this, but next game, it may be something completely different. But if we have that, ability to do whatever it takes to win. Doesn't matter who we're going up against. And I'll say for this past year with our wins that we had, our girls didn't have fear. They had no fear going into those games. They felt like they belonged. They felt like they could go in there and compete. And I just said, put ourselves in positions to at the end of the game where we have a shot to win, right? And it didn't faze them. They weren't scared. They weren't intimidated. Those programs are great programs, and I respect a lot of those coaches and what they do. But on those days, our young ladies came out on top, and I'm so proud to be a part of that.
Well, Coach, you were at NC State, and this is the thing. This is what really triggered me, is the fact that you could have stayed at NC State and kind of rode that wave. I know it's a promotion in it for you, but NC State was doing something to the point we know that you could have kind of sat there and waited for the right job, right? Yeah. And so Rice comes along, calls you in 2021. What made this the right time to make that move, and why did you select Rice?
Yeah, you're right. When the call happened, there was a lot of like back and forth. Like, is this the right one? Do I just stay at NC State? Like, I love what we were doing. I loved our players. We were extremely successful. Back-to-back ACC championship, Sweet 16, back-to-back Sweet 16 runs. My boss was wonderful. So all those things, we were near my family. We were near Yulrich's family. Like, so we were close by with family. So all those things were like checking off, and it's like, should we do this? But I don't know, came on my interview, and didn't know what to expect, right? When you Google Houston and Rice, you're like, oh, Houston's the 4th largest city in the country. Like, yes. What is the campus going to look like? And I was maybe a little intimidated by that before I got here, thinking like, oh, are you going to be able to tell the difference between downtown and campus? I didn't know for sure. Sometimes when you're in major cities, you can't tell the difference. With Rice, you can. It's a beautiful campus. There's greenery, there's grass, there's trees. And so that part was really great for me. The academic success here for young ladies, I know young ladies and their parents really care about their education. And so while Texas needs to be our home base of recruiting always, because of the prestige of the university, I can be on the phone with kids all over the country, really. And so that's special in recruiting. I think our 22 class shows that. And we had 3 players from Texas, but then we had a Canadian, we had a kid from Maryland, we had a kid from California. So like all over the country. And then basketball success was obviously very important too. I think a lot of times people tell you when you're taking your first job, go somewhere that's at the bottom. Like, you only have up to go. But for me, I don't know. Sometimes schools are at the bottom because they're really hard to win at. You don't have the resources you need. It's hard to be successful at those places. Whatever the case may be. And the fact that Rice had been successful, I like that idea. I knew that we could keep it moving in the right direction and hopefully continue to take steps or two up in that as well. And then for my family purposes, to take my family that far away from, my parents and my in-laws, we needed it to be the right fit for our family. And we're a biracial family. And so the diversity of Houston was a huge piece for us. We wanted, our girls to grow up around people that not everyone looked just like myself or just like my husband. We wanted them growing up around people of all different backgrounds and cultures and walks of life. And so that they can see people that look like them. We were at the beach a couple weekends ago with some friends of ours, and every family there was biracial. And my husband's like, this is so cool. Like, our girls get to talk to these other girls about their hair or their skin color or whatever. And it was just, I don't know, really, really unique to just see. So family purpose, that checked off a lot of boxes too. So I was at the stoplight the day I had to make the decision on what I was going to do, and I was about to turn in, and I looked to the car to my right, and there was a Texas license plate, and I was like, okay, God, I hear you. So let's do this. And so no looking back after that, and just really grateful to be here, grateful for this opportunity. Rice is a tremendous university, but a great program, and it really is elite at both places, right? Elite in the classroom, elite on the court. So best of both worlds. So I love it. I love it here.
Now, Coach, I need you to be vulnerable with us for a minute. I need you to talk to the Sports Life Talk Nation and be honest. You walk into this job, You only got 10 players. You're down 7 to 8 players from December. You got 2 season-ending injuries. Second year, you start 3 freshmen. You run an 8-man rotation. Did all of this success that you guys had in year 1 and 2 with winning seasons, did all of this stuff surprise you, or did you like, hey, this was part of the plan, this is what we wrote down on paper, and we knew this was going to happen? Be truthful with us, Coach.
No, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like when I took the job, I thought I had 4 starters coming back, right? Like that was the roster that was there. Only one was not at Rice anymore from the team that won the W19 championship that beat, I believe they beat Ole Miss in the championship game. And so when I took the job, I'm like, we're about to win another conference championship. We're going to the NCAA tournament. And then one after another went into the portal, despite me fighting extremely hard to try to keep them. And that was the most it was the most challenging thing that I've probably been through as a coach. It was so hard personally, but also as a coach. Like personally, I took it really personal. Like, why do they not want to play for me? I'm pretty cool. Right. Like, you know, like I'm going to be a player's coach. Like we're going to play a fun style of game. And I was like, man, why not try? Like, why not come back? All 4 of y'all come back, run it back. Like, let's get into the NCAA tournament and do something special. So I had to start to think what my coaching philosophy was going to be and how we were going to navigate through that. So coaching wise, I started thinking what did I just do? And how are we going to fix this? Right. Because at this time we only had 9 on roster, and we got 1 out of the portal. So that got us to 10. But I had to change what my expectations were going to be right away. And it was hard because I was like, man, I moved my family across the country for this. And I don't know how many games we can win now, because we don't have the players I thought we had. And so I started second guessing a lot of things about why did this happen? Why now? Why do you not want to play for me? What in the world are we going to do?
You were mad at that Texas call all of a sudden. Like, why did that car drive by me?
Yes. Yeah. I was like, what in the world? Why? But you know what? It was just, it was part of my journey. It was part of something that I had to navigate through. It's made me so much tougher. It's made me so much stronger. It's made me realize that adversity is going to happen no matter what. It's all about how you respond to that adversity and how you approach it. Our team, we were 14-13 that first year, but man, we were so tough. We were so incredibly tough. We were so tight. All we had is each other. I mean, there was, like I said, there was games that we go into a game where we had 7 people available, sometimes 6 people available. We went into a quadruple overtime game against UNC Charlotte, who went on to win the conference championship. I had to put a manager in the game. That's how low we got in numbers. I had to put a manager in the game. But you know what? We kept fighting, and we kept finding a way to go to another overtime and to go to another overtime. And then we won 9 out of our last 13 games. And it was okay, now we're clicking. Now we're figuring out how to play. Now we're figuring out who we are and our identity. And we've just continued to build upon that. So if I thought that this was going to be my journey, that's far from the truth. I had no idea it was going to look like this the first 2 years. And I'm grateful for everything that happens. I believe, a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And that first year just taught me so much. It taught our players so much. It prepared us to have the success that we had our second year, because we knew what it was like to have our back up against the wall. We did it day in, day out. My poor assistants had to practice every single day my first year because we didn't have enough players to go 5-on-5. And so we had to get through things together, and we did, and it made us so much closer. And it's honestly been a huge part of the culture we've established at Rice.
But Coach, I bet that manager's telling that story to somebody right now. You know I played at Rice. You know I got in the game. You know I got in the game. You know I was out there hoping against 4 overtime game, fam. Look it up on the net. That's me right there. That's me right there.
I'm in.
All right, Coach.
I'm so grateful she was there, because if not, then I don't know what we would have done.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know what happened in the offseason. Year 2, y'all came out 9-0. Y'all came out so hot to as a point to where Kevin was like, we meet and we talk about guests and who we go get and how we go, because we got to recruit sometimes to get people on the show. And Kevin was like, man, are you checking out what Rice doing? I'm like, nah. He's like, man, they 9-0. They on ESPN. Lindsay Edmonds just won the ESPN Coach of the Week. And I'm like, what? So we started checking out that. And so that's how we came across Malia, because Malia was getting 20 rebounds and all that. We were like, hey, we got to get you on the show. But y'all made some noise coming in the season too. But now let's talk a little bit about Houston, because me and Kevin is like the Omega, like a WNBA fan. I'm a little bit of a newer fan, but I love it. I love the game. I'm very passionate about it. But Houston Comets is, to me, the greatest franchise that played in the WNBA. Came out, won the first 3 championships, 3 Hall of Fame. I think it was 4 Hall of Famers on that roster. And with that being said, they leave Houston, and now it's this big void, right? So now it's the responsibility of college basketball to pick up and keep women's basketball alive in that community. And I know we don't have the coach of Houston on here as well speaking for you, but how does that make you guys feel when y'all get into this arena, or y'all come out there and the city is showing y'all so much support? And do y'all feel like it's a little bit of ownership, like we gotta bring it because we all Houston got it?
Yeah. First of all, WNBA needs an expansion. They need more teams. Houston needs to happen again, first and foremost. Let's start with that. That needs to happen for sure. But second of all, again, there's so many things to do in Houston, right? Like you can go to pro football games and pro baseball games and pro soccer games, men and women, but you can't go to a pro women's game. And so for families who have daughters who love basketball and want to be able to go and see people that look like them play the game that they love, they got to find their college team to go and support, right? And so Rice is a great one. Obviously, Houston is a good one. Our game that we had last year against U of H at our place was an unbelievable atmosphere. And that was just so much fun. It needs to be a game that happens every year. Like there's no way we shouldn't have that rivalry happening. We're 15 minutes away from each other, 10 minutes away from each other. We want to continue to be what young women, little girls see, right? Like we want to be role models for them. We want them to come out for our games. We want them to, wait in line after games to get autographs and have, role models to look up to, and then follow on Instagram and follow on Twitter and be like, that's who I want to be like one day. Because they don't have those WNBA players to look up to, not in the city. Now, obviously, they can drive 4 hours and go to see Dallas play, but that drive is hard. So we need to get a team back in Houston. But for right now, we'll definitely take on that ownership, that role. Our young ladies are tremendous ladies, and so my little girls look up to them. And so I think they're great role models. Houston also has a great team, great program. And so I think that's definitely something that we're all willing to take on to that role because it's so important for young girls to see people that look like them playing the game that they love.
Coach, you killing it. I'm super excited. I can't. We saw y'all play here in Dallas, but I can't wait to get down to H-Town to see y'all do y'all stuff on that beautiful new floor. Are you excited about the new court?
It's so beautiful.
Have y'all played on that court yet, or is that?
We have, okay. We have. We've had some workouts on it. We've played some 3-on-3 on it. We're pretty low key in the summertime. We have like a practice a week, but the rest of the time it's like skill work, 3-on-3. Just letting them like kind of relax and not have to hear me all the time, hear whistles all the time. Like, let's just get out and get better. But we're not like practicing 3 and 4 days a week. But it's beautiful. The lights are a game changer. The light floor color that we did is a game changer. It feels brighter and bigger. It's awesome. I'm so grateful that we were able to get that done this year.
Sound like that's a shooter's gym, Coach. Sound like that's a shooter's floor.
We're gonna make a lot of threes. Get warmed up now. Get warmed up.
All right, Coach. Well, it is that time. When Kevin and I take the gloves off, welcome to the championship rounds. This is the part where Kevin and I are going to play a little bit of one-on-one, and you are now officially calling all of the shots. All right, Coach? Hey, have you ever played a game called Would You Rather before?
Yes.
All right, so you know the rules are relatively simple in this game. So for those of you who are new to the program, both KT and I are going to make a pitch or a statement to Coach Edmonds. Whichever one of those statements that Coach loves, she'll select, and that host will get a point. The first host to get 2 points or the best out of 3 will win this episode's game of championship round. So it's pretty easy peasy. And he's over there flexing, Coach, because he won the last episode. He got me on the last one, so he over there, he chinning and grinning. But all right, Coach. Let's get it, KT. Let's run it back.
All right, Coach. Would you rather coach a player that you recruited, that no one gave them a chance, and they make it to the Basketball Hall of Fame, and in their speech they tell you they wouldn't be there without you, or
would you rather hire a GA that's nobody, it's basically just their first time, they just finished their career, they wanted to come, and you giving them a chance, but this individual following your blueprint goes on to win championship rings and say, hey, I'm part of that Lindsay Edmonds coaching tree?
KT.
I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna stay positive. That's not a good start. That's not a good start. Okay.
Because I think Coach can fight too, B. Jones. I think he want those comments. All right.
Hey, I know you came with 3 daughters. I know it's some more. Hey, with biracial hair, I know y'all have some mornings over there, Coach. Y'all.
We do. It is a fight sometimes. Nighttime and morning time. Woo.
All right. Let's go round 2.
Would you rather travel the world hosting your own food show on ESPNW, where you and your Rice coaching staff interview college coaches as they take you to their favorite place to eat in the towns they coach in, or
would you rather have Netflix come to Rice, film a documentary, a Last Chance U style documentary where we get to follow you, follow some of the players, follow your staff as you guys are building something special down there on y'all campus?
D. Jones.
I know the Grants like to eat though. I think they like to eat, Coach. I think you.
I didn't say that.
The Grants ain't gonna get. I better be quiet because Nick Grant. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Nick Grant shake my hand and I had to go to the emergency room. I don't know what was going. I don't know what Nick Grant had doing. I said I will never ever shake Coach Grant's hand ever again. I'm gonna pat him on the back. All right, Coach. Here we go. Final round.
Hey, wait till you meet our strength coach. Then, if you say Nick does that to your hand, wait till you meet our strength coach, Coach Salo.
We're going to meet him. We're going to meet him when we come down there on campus. But here we go. Final round, Coach. So on Wednesday nights, 7 and 9, we're part of the Sports Life Talk crew. We go live. We do a show that's about, life, pop culture, entertainment, food, everything. And I do a segment about sneakers. So we big time sneakerheads, needless to say. But before the show, both of us went into our collection. And we selected a pair of sneakers that we thought represent you. Now, we know y'all are Adidas school, so please, Adidas, just for the optics of the tennis, all right? But we picked the shoe that we thought would, represent you, yourself, and your university. So we're about to show these sneakers, okay? So on the count of 3, I'm going to count us down and I need you to say, hold that sneaker, and we're going to throw them up on the screen. Now, think hard before you select, because whoever you select not only wins this round, but wins this episode's game. And Coach, how many need to win? I don't know. I just
I'm begging. No, we're not doing that.
I know. No. He's pulling at my heartstrings.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, Coach. Hold that sneaker on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hold that sneaker.
That's not even navy.
It doesn't matter. That's gray and it is blue.
That's not.
That's not Adidas either. So sorry.
I know, but at least mine is the school colors.
Well, I'm close to it, man. It's a nice shade of blue.
Who you going with, Coach?
I'm going KT.
Oh,
everybody hating on me.
Oh, God, that hurt.
Oh, Coach. Thank you so much, Coach. Because of you, I can say these 2 words, B. Jones, and still champion. Thank you so much, Coach. This really means a lot because I'm probably gonna lose in the 3-point contest, but at least I won your episode. So that helps.
All right, so I want to say this before we go any further. I can't remember who won on your episode, Coach Danielle Grant. But Nick Grant, we're gonna get you on the show. I need Rice. Who won on Malaya's episode, KT? I think I might have won that one. I don't know. We have to go back and look at it.
I know. I win so much.
I got to get a dub down there in Rice one of these days. All right, Coach. I love you still. Coach. All right, here we go. Well, the title of the show is Sports Life Talks. You got next. All right. So now we got to tell everybody what the future holds. In your own words, Coach. Now that you're there, you in year 2, you're going into year 3. The expectations are climbing. The nation is now watching y'all. Everybody know what they expect. You got two all conference players coming back. So what does the future hold for you, Coach?
You know what? We're going into a new conference, right? Moving into the American. That move is so exciting. It's so unknown, though, right? Like we're going to new places, new universities, new cities, new, all the things, and new opponents that we've never scouted before. So really excited about that move. I think it's great for our university. It's great for our program. We were 23-9 last year, and we're talking about how do we top that, right? Like 23-9 was really hard, but our goal is to be even better, and be even better in a bigger and better conference. So we're going to have to work. We're going to have to do something special. We're going to have to do more than what we did last year. But our goal is to be competing at the top half of the American Conference, doing whatever it takes to find ourselves a way to make a name in the American in the first year, and not waiting to year 2 or year 3 before we find our ground, our footing. So just really looking forward to the new conference, but got to beat 23-9. That's the goal.
Yeah, and that's going to be super dope, Coach. Y'all play, is SMU in a new conference? Because these conferences have changed so much. I kind of lost my bearings.
We coming to a lot of games then, because
I know we're coming to one. I know we're coming to one in Houston right after the.
I know that's at least 2. No, it's like 3. They'll be playing in North Texas. Is North Texas still going?
Yeah, North Texas, SMU, us, UTSA. I'm trying to think of if there are other Texas schools. Tulsa, which is, I guess, not too far from Dallas, but Tulsa, Tulane.
Tulane, okay.
Yeah, Memphis, South Florida, East Carolina, UNC Charlotte, Temple.
B-John, that's like 4 or 5 games
Wichita State.
We're gonna be busy. We're gonna be busy this fall, man. The road trip's gonna be epic.
So, Coach, we need to go ahead and get us some media credentials, because we're coming down there.
Okay, we got it. Done deal. Done.
All right, Coach. Real quickly, I've already kind of spilled it a little bit with Coach Danielle and Nick Grant, but go ahead and give us a quick rundown of your staff, and speak on my 5-6 seconds on each one of your amazing staff members, Coach.
Yeah, I guess first thing for me, Kiwi Boykin came with me. I hired her right away. She played at Wake Forest and then coached at Davidson. So played at a really high level, but at a high academic school, and then coached at a high academic school. So I knew right away she was going to help me get in on the right type of kids. She was going to be able to look at transcripts and say yes or no, because that's been her thing. And she's wonderful. She's a grinder, really hard worker. Didn't know Nick. I knew I needed someone with Texas ties. And when I was kind of asking around, Nick's name came up to me, and I was like, you know what, I'll call. And Nick and I probably had 3 or 4 conversations over a span of 3 or 4 days. And there were just so many things that lined up: our values, our morals, basketball minds, just a lot of different things. And he believed in me and wanted to jump on board. So he was able to come. I had a turnover in a position after my first year, which afforded me the opportunity to go after Danny. And a lot of people don't know. Some people do know. Obviously, Nick and Danny Grant are married and on staff. And they had, been married and never lived together. And they had a son in Austin, and Nick and Danny were doing the long distance thing. So it afforded us an opportunity for them to get together, and everybody was so excited. Like, yeah, they get to live together, and that was wonderful, and that's great because I'm all about family. But it allowed us to get a unbelievable assistant coach, also, right? Danny has been Power 5 assistant, a year at USC, but 6 or 7 years at Utah, and so it allowed our staff to be elevated right away. So feel really, really fortunate about those 3. My Dobo, Daryl Ann McDonough, she's a rock star, really, really young, but really, really good. And she is just going to be phenomenal in the business. And I know she's going to just continue to get better and better. She's the calm, cool, collected. Even when things go wrong as a Dobo, you have no idea something goes wrong because she's got it. She's got it covered. She knows where everybody's supposed to be. She tells everybody where they're supposed to be. And she's phenomenal. Mia Gallo is our video coordinator, and she is awesome. She's great at the video stuff, but she's also good at the graphic stuff. So she helps us out with pictures and graphics, and that's something that every program needs. And so she's very eager. Yeah,
she tough. I follow y'all on social media. She drops some heat when it comes to y'all on the road. Her graphics are first class. So shout out to her.
So she's doing a great job with that. And then Coach Solomon is our strength and conditioning coach. He was at Liberty before I hired him when I got the job. So going on year 3 with him as well. He played at UVA under Tony Bennett. So played at a high level, understands what basketball looks like, understands what it's like to be a college basketball player. He comes to our workouts and to our practices and sees drills that we do and implements that into his training and his conditioning. But he is just such an extension of us. He's just like the values and the morals and like making sure the culture is right, and a phenomenal man. So again, I am so blessed by my staff. And I know as a head coach, you're only as successful as the people you surround yourself with. And I could not be surrounded by better people. Again, they're awesome. I walk into the office every day and I'm excited to see all of them. And I hope they feel the same way about me. But they're so awesome. And they push all of our student athletes to be better on and off the court. And they care about people. And that's at our core. And that's so important.
All right, Coach. So do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout outs to my staff, Nick, Kiwi, Danny, Mia, Salo, Darylyn. Couldn't do it without you guys. So grateful and so thankful to have y'all by my side. Y'all make me better every single day. Y'all make this program better every single day. So I really, really appreciate you. Can't go without saying shout out to my family, my husband, Coach Edmonds. He holds it down. I mean, he is such a huge supporter. He's at every game. He's got the 3 girls in tow. Half the time he's got Coach Nick and Coach Danny's son in the stands with him as well. And he makes our family go during season, because I'm so busy with everything. He's holding down drop-offs and pickups and practices for the girls, and paying the bills because I forget when something's due, like just all the things. But the biggest supporter for me, I hear him throughout every game, just cheering, and couldn't do it without him. Love him so much. Feel very blessed that I get to do life with him. And then our 3 beautiful daughters, Nyla, Halen, and Elena. They are why I do what I do. I want them to see mommy being successful and doing something that she loves, and loving what she does, and feeling every day like I get to do this job. And so hopefully one day they realize you can have it all. You can have the family, you can have the husband, you can have the kids, and you can have the career that you're successful in and love to do every single day. So hopefully they get a taste of that from being a part of our program every day.
All right, Coach. So this is the part of the show where you get a chance to call the person that you think should have next. Tell them, hey, I got a chance to rock with B. Jones and KT. I told them my story. I want you to do the same thing. With that said, Coach, who are you calling out? Who should have next?
Well, I think B. Jones has already called out Nick Grant, so it sounds like that's already on y'all's horizon. That one definitely needs to happen.
We can still use your poke. Yeah, we can still use you to poke a little bit, but
yeah, okay.
We're working on it.
I think Kiwi would also be a great one. Kiwi Boykin, my other assistant. And then I'm going to go with Kenny Brooks, Virginia Tech. I was with him for 4 years at JMU. He was a huge mentor to me. We still talk to this day, every other week. So let's go Kenny Brooks. What he's done at Virginia Tech is phenomenal. And I got to witness it firsthand, how successful he was at JMU. And he does it the right way, and he's about the right things. And yeah, much love to him for sure, always.
Well, now, Nick is already found.
Coach Brooks, you've been nominated like 2 or 3 times.
For real?
Yes, it's time to stop playing, Coach Brooks. Come rock with us. We need you.
Show us some love
on the show. So Coach
Edmonds, I'm gonna text him as soon as we get.
Hey, okay. But Kiwi, I want to send a shout out to Kiwi because I see her. She rising. That young lady is doing big things. She was, I think, top 75 most impactful assistants in the country. So she is doing some amazing thing. But Nick, you already know you kinfolk, man. We've been rocking with you ever since we had Danny on the show. But all of y'all on the clock. All of y'all on the clock. We're going to be reaching out to you. We got to get y'all on the show. Coach Edmonds just said so. So your tickets have officially been punched. But Coach Lindsay Edmonds, you got next. Oh my God, you the truth. It has been such a blessing. You so passionate, you positive, you inspirational, you determined. I swear you got it all. And you're doing some amazing things. You are extraordinary and elite. You deserve a Hey, Sports Life Talk Nation, man, it feels so good. I swear, KT, we got the best jobs in America, man. But look, we can't do it without y'all. I got to call on y'all one more time. That's right. I'm pointing at you. Yeah, I'm pointing at you right now because we need you to show us some love and help us to grow this platform. Share this show. Let's get the buzz out there. Let's get the word out on the street about Rice, about Coach Edmonds, her amazing staff. Hey, if you got time, we know you on social media. So Sports Life Talk, one word. Go and punch and check us out. It's whatever you want to do. If you just want to look at the content, forward it. You want to hit like or forward or whatever. Stick around, because I promise you, we're going to drop y'all some content every single day. We don't miss. And then lastly, if you're sitting at home and you're like, man, I wish I could get on the show, and she ain't say my name. I know we got Coach Brooks coming, but we got a way for you. Go to our website, SLTYouGotNext.com. Go to the nominations tab. On the nominations tab is a form that'll give you the platform to tell us about who you are and why you think you deserve to have next. And Kevin and I will give you an audition. You know what? We all about inspirational and positive stories. So just holler at your boys. You heard me? But KT, man, you stole this one, dog. You stole this one. I gotta, Coach. Can you come back like next year or the year after or something so I can get I gotta get revenge.
Yeah, I'll come anytime. You just let me know when.
No, B. Jones, she don't have to come back. We're gonna go to Rice and we're gonna do the show.
I'm talking
there.
about on the show. I gotta do it.
No, we're gonna do our live show there in Rice.
Ooh, I
like it.
Yeah, we
like it, and we can do it at the Breakfast Club.
B. Jones, we're going live.
I'm gonna have syrup. I'm gonna have syrup all on my shirt and face. I don't know if we're gonna be doing it at the Breakfast Club. All right, KT, let's get out of here, man.
Coach, it's an honor to have you on our show. When we first met you, the game didn't go the way it's supposed to, but you were still really nice to us, and you said really nice things to us, so thank you. So whatever you need from us, please let us know, and we got your back.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. I enjoy being on here. Thank you guys for thinking about me and allowing me the opportunity to be on the show. I appreciate what you guys do for our game and growing the women's game and getting women's coaches and women's players out there to have a platform to speak about the sport that they love and the sport that's given them so much. So appreciate you guys so much.
Hey, Sports Life Talk Nation. We're going to let y'all get out of here. We love y'all so much, Coach. We appreciate you. We love you too, Coach. Can't wait to come down there and see your girls play. Listen, y'all stay safe, be blessed, respect each other, and love one another, because together we are better. And keep dreaming big, because you never know. Your story may be the next one featured on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet!
She was crazy as I knew you had next, cause you always working, you always grinding, you're in your bag cause you're always working. Like in due time, I knew you got next. Oh, you did it, huh? Crack the code. You got next, you smashing goals. You want next, you need exposure. Well, Sports Life Talk got the baddest show, like the baddest in the room. Podcast to tune into just for you to talk your shit. Talk your mushroom. You are what you eat and you should consume. Sports Life Talk from the late night to the afternoon, then rest repeat. Hit the like, leave a comment, or subscribe so you don't miss a beat. You got next is a small taste of a winning meal from a chef type of celebrity. What's up next is you, at least you better be. Yeah, you got next, yeah. I can feel it, you're a winner just like me. You got next, and what comes next? Tune in next time and you'll see. Cause if you got next, yeah, if you got next, if you got next, then you're just like me. If you got next, if you got next, yeah, if you got next, then you know where to be. I'm talking Sports Life, talking this. Yeah. Sports Life, talking this.